Xuemo's works. So sometimes I've come to realize something that can feel like a kind of fast for life. And strangely, some understandings only become clear when we face that boundary. When a person is swept in waves of desires, they cannot see the sky. Because desire itself blocks the truth. Even if people seem close to one another, true meaning does not happen on this shore. So all Xuemo's works, in essence, are a kind of return through images, through emotion, through expression. They try to guide people inward into the deeper needs of the human being. And in that process, fear and the loss of meaning begin to dissolve. One begins to rediscover oneself as a subject. And from there, start to feel the whole world differently. And life itself is a process of discovering one emptiness after another. So, and then learning to settle into that emptiness, to remain quiet there, to see what lies behind it, and to gradually find the truth that truly belongs to you. Only then can you truly rest in the present moment. You will no longer chase those comforts that are bound to disappear. Instead, within a deeper awareness of yourself, you begin to accumulate a kind of quiet confidence, a clarity that is direct and steady, and eventually this leads to a true sense of inner completion. So if you're looking for something deeper, not just ideas, but something you can actually feel and experience, then Xuemo's works are worth taking time with. And you can find them on Amazon or visit shop.xuemo.com for more. Another thing that stands out when reading Xuemo's works is this. His works keep returning to a similar question. Where should the person go and how should one live? Each of us exists as an independent individual, and eventually we all have to face this question on our own. What's different, very different about Xuemo is not just what he says, but how he lives. He treats time with an intensity that is almost rare, because he understands something very simple. Value is created through time. So he lets go of things most people cannot let go and endures what most people would refuse to endure. And maybe this is actually why there is so much to learn from him. To know what to keep and what to let go, to truly value time and to stay with something long enough to see it through. Who is Xuemo? Yes, you can stay in the live stream here, and I am introducing him right now. And in the end, true nobility is not about material abundance, it's a kind of inner quality. For Xuemo, writing is not merely about producing stories. The true meaning of self-cultivation lies in a movement toward something higher within. It brings forth an inner spirituality, or you could say the artistic nature of life itself. Through this, one moves closer to true self-realization. If this sense of inner artistry is abandoned, life easily falls into a kind of struggle between the self and the world. The purpose of Xuemo's writing is simple, to allow him to become truly himself, not as a tool to achieve something external. The ultimate direction of Xuemo's works is always the completion of the self, and the only way for that to happen is for a person to become fully themselves. Only within real lived experience can one develop true adaptability and creativity. Otherwise, one is merely repeating others, and in doing so, one becomes confined and separated by the environment. Hi, welcome our old friend. Hello, long time no see. How are you today? So it is through deep inner exploration that one reconnects with their cultural roots and then begins an outward search. Through this, one discovers multiple paths forward and gradually enriches oneself. Ultimately, what matters most is that a person comes to understand their own meaning. Only on that foundation can one truly learn how to live each day well. Hi, welcome. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much. Thank you. So not by passively compromising and not by blindly resisting, but by returning as much as possible to oneself and reducing unnecessary inner consumption, letting go of doubt and dissolving anxiety. In that state, one becomes a truly creative being. And reading, in this sense, becomes a genuine form of learning, almost like a kind of a pilgrimage. It is not about seeking protection or dependence, but about arriving at a deeper inner grounding. And at this level, the difference between the ordinary and the awakened begins to appear. There was once someone who said, what the world sees as suffering, even disaster, can become a pilgrimage in another's eyes. What one should fear most is to betray the suffering one has already gone through. If you can truly understand this, then even a journey through hardship can be transformed into a pilgrimage of your own. So when you really think about it, what Xuemo is writing about is never just a story. It's a way of seeing life, and more importantly, a way of returning to yourself. And this is why when people start reading Xuemo, they often feel something different. Hi, welcome. Thank you for your time being here. Thank you. So, after reading Xuemo, many people feel something different. It's not just understanding. It's more like something inside quietly begins to shift. So next, I want to take a moment to briefly introduce a few of Xuemo's works, not in a complicated way, just enough for you to feel what kind of path each book is pointing to. And if you're new here, this will give you a good place to start. And if you have already been reading Xuemo, you might begin to see them from a slightly different angle. So next, let's take a closer look at one of Xuemo's most important books, Reclaim the Throne of Your Heart. Can you see this? Reclaim the Throne of Your Heart. Anyone know this book? So this book has a unique effect for those who are often trapped in suffering. At a time, hello, welcome, thank you for your time here. If you are the first time being here, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and double tap the screen to give me some likes for support. Thank you so much. So we are introducing one of Xuemo's most important work, Reclaim the Throne of Your Heart. This book has a unique effect for those who are often trapped in suffering. at a time when so many people are quoting anxiety and restlessness. It offers a kind of wisdom that feels like medicine. There is a saying in Buddhism, 一切唯心造. So everything is created by mind. Everything is created by the mind. Have you ever heard about this sentence? This is the source and the core of the book. But understanding something in theory does not mean we can truly apply it in life. And this is exactly why this book exists. This book expresses transcendent wisdom in a way that is grounded in everyday life. It provides both a perspective and practical methods connected to real life. It can change the mind and also change behavior and ultimately change destiny. Many people suffer in life because of ignorance in the mind, which leads to confusion in action and eventually results in hardship in destiny. As Xuemo once wrote in another work, when the mind becomes clear, the path opens. 心明了，路就开了. And it is through the elevation of the mind and the awakening of wisdom that people are able to transcend their difficulties and eventually they become what others might call successful. And we can find this kind of inspiration in many well-known figures. For example, Steve Jobs' success was deeply influenced by Zen. And Zen, in essence, corresponds to the Mahamudra of ultimate reality within the Mahamudra tradition. Through the lens of Zen, even the shadow of death could not obscure. Yeah. So, if you're new here, we are introducing Xuemo's work, Reclaim the Throne of Your Heart. And this book is available on Amazon. You can search for Xuemo, 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 for this book. Hi, the Razor. Hello, welcome. Yeah. So, many of Xuemo's works are available on Amazon. And if you want to explore more of Xuemo's works, you can go to shop.xuemo.com. Shop.xuemo.com. Thank you. So let's begin. Speaking about Zen, so through the lens of Zen, even the shadow of death could not obscure Jobs' creative wisdom. And because of that, we are able today to experience and appreciate the beauty of Apple's creations. Yes, I've been using Apple's products from 2011, so it's been about like 15 years. Yes. So Xuemo often says destiny is created by mind. Your destiny is a reflection of your mind, and the world you see is also a reflection of your mind. The kind of mind you have determines the kind of destiny you live. It also determines the kind of world you experience. When your mind expands, your world expands as well. Without the transformation of the mind, there will never be a transformation of destiny. So in this sense, this book can also be understood as a way to reshape one's destiny. So we are speaking about this book, means Reclaim the Throne of Your Heart. This book can also be understood as a way to reshape one's destiny. So, a way to reshape one's destiny. Reclaim the Throne of Your Heart by Xuemo. And there are many people whose lives have been transformed through the wisdom found in Xuemo's works. Among them are those with terminal illnesses, those suffering from severe depression, those who were overwhelmed by grief after losing loved ones, and those who felt completely disillusioned with life. After encountering Xuemo's works, many of them experienced a shift in their minds, which gradually led to an elevation of their destiny. Because of this, some readers hold that Xuemo could present this wisdom in a more accessible way and non-religious way, so that even those without any religious background could also benefit from it and find a way out of suffering. And this is how this book came into being. So the wisdom of this book originates from the traditional Mahamudra teachings. Xuemo is the lineage holder of the Shambhakagu Mahamudra tradition and has also created literary works such as Luminous Mahamudra, 光明大手印系列. So the content of Reclaim the Throne of Your Heart is a simplified and accessible expression of this ancient wisdom. It moves away from abstract terminology and points directly to the human mind, carrying a power that can truly penetrate within. Attachment is the source of suffering. Without attachment, there is no suffering. Yet, many times what we cling to is nothing more than a concept or an illusion. Okay, attachment is the source of suffering. Alright, do you agree with this? Attachment is the source of suffering. Yet, hi, hello, you also live in China. Which city do you live in and where are you come from? Where are you from? Hello. So attachment is the source of suffering. Yet many times what we cling to is nothing more than a concept or an illusion. Oh. Where are you from? Do you mind let me know? And which city are you in currently in China? I'm introducing the book Reclaim the Throne of Your Heart by Xuemo. Yes. In our channel, we are introducing Xuemo's books. Hi, Stuart from UK. Hello, have we met before? Because Xuemo's team, including me, we've been staying in the United Kingdom for 1 month in the March. If you're new here, please subscribe to our channel, and thanks for your time. So everything before our eyes will eventually disappear. Countless forms of matter, countless risks, countless people, and countless entanglements will all be washed away by the passage of time, vanishing without a trace like bubbles that burst and fade into the eternal darkness. Our past, our present, and our future will all become memory, and even those memories are being swallowed by something called forgetting, leaving behind only fragments that resemble a fleeting dream. So I work a lot and I live in a hermit. I like to read. Yorkshire. Okay, so you're in Yorkshire. Okay. Hi, hello, our new friend here. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I am introducing Xuemo's works. Yes. So, our past, our present, and our future will all become memory. And even those memories are being swallowed by something called forgetting, leaving behind only fragments that resemble a fleeting dream. Do you agree? Everything will become like just a memory. Hi, thank you for being here. Thank you for your time here. Please subscribe to our channel. We are introducing the contemporary Chinese writer Xuemo's works to the world. So, we are talking about that all our experience will all become memory. And leaving behind only fragments that resemble a fleeting dream, right? Anyone agree with this? And anyone feel like every experience is like a dream? Oh, I agree with that. And also I know this concept of no time, and I believe I also like the concept of no time, except the present, right? There is only present, and all the past things you think it is the experiences, actually they are just memories. All are just the present. And during this period of my personal experience, it becomes a totally experience for me that only the present here. There is no time. There is no time, exactly. And Emma, the internet was fixed yesterday, so there's no voice buffering, right? There's no voice buffering. The voice is very clear today. Thank you for your feedback. So everything becomes just a memory. Back again? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry, we are trying to fix it again. So all become memory. And these memories, it is these memories together with how we interpret them in the present that shape both our present and our future. What we can truly hold on to is only our own mind. It is the moment we can truly grasp the present itself. Because of the ever-changing nature of time and all things, everything we experience is inevitably subject to birth, aging, illness, and death. And therefore, the essential nature of the world is suffering, which is what Buddhism means by all conditioned existence is suffering. All conditioned existence is suffering. Hi, Logan and Yarmer. Thank you. You are really our nice friend. Thank you for your feedback. Yes. So, 有漏皆苦. Do you have the similar saying in your culture that all conditioned existence is suffering? To all the viewers here, to all the friends here, do your culture have the similar saying of all conditioned existence is suffering? Thank you. The way I sip coffee and keep presenting, yeah. It's nice coffee. How do you know I'm drinking coffee, not Chinese tea? Okay, why the Buddhism's teaching all conditioned existence is suffering? Precisely because life is marked by suffering, we need the kind of wisdom that can bring us joy. And this is the meaning of worldly dharma in Buddhism. When we realize this, we can free ourselves from suffering and enter a state of pure joy, thereby attaining a form of freedom that goes beyond the worldly level. The joy of the worldly realm is conditional, while the joy beyond it is unconditional. And this latter joy is nothing more than the release of the attachment and transcendence that comes from seeing the truth. Enjoy trials, challenges. Yes, enjoy challenges. And you can always transcend the challenge into the nourishment of your life, right? For 45 degree. Peace under such condition. Nice question. I'm also really afraid of heat. Wow. How one can achieve peace under such condition? Anyone has opinion? There is a saying in China that if your mind is, if your mind is peaceful, then your feeling will become peaceful. Every changes, yes. The only thing that never changes is ever the changing itself. Hi, our old friend here. Yeah, hello. So, yeah, world needs practical philosophy. So, this is what Xuemo's book, this book about, Reclaim the Throne of Your Heart. It is practical. You can train yourself in your daily life, and it is very easy. Thank you for your kind words. The suffering you are, the message from Smith, the suffering you are feeling now is nothing compared to the joy that is coming. Yeah, nice words. Thank you. So, the joy of the worldly realm is conditional, while the joy beyond it is unconditional. And this later joy is nothing more than the release of attachment and transcendence that comes from seeing the truth. Right? Anyone heard about this concept? And that truth is exactly what this book points to. And it is also vividly expressed in Xuemo's work, The Vajra Heart Beyond Death, which interested readers may explore further. When we truly understand this book and are able to apply its insight, we can genuinely move from suffering to joy. Okay? So when we truly understand this book and are able to apply its insight, which means you can practice it in your daily life, we may move from suffering to joy. Exactly, Locken. Yeah, suffering or essential barriers need to be crossed to get enlightenment. 还是 Cambodia or Nagker in Cambodia. What is what Nagker? I also have been visited Cambodia. It really expressed me. And what expressed me the most of Cambodia is the children smile there. I've been traveled many countries, and the children smile in Cambodia like it's like the purest. Impressed. Like I have a deep impression on Cambodia's children's the smile face of Cambodia's children. Tears, yes, Buddha suffered a lot, and tears cleanse the soul. Exactly. Oh, sorry, impressed, right? Impressed me a lot. Thank you for your reminder. Tears cleanse the soul. What a nice word. Cambodia, yeah. So you have read Stuart. You have read a few Buddhist books, and have you read any of Xuemo's works? Xuemo's works. Hello, welcome the new friends here. So what we just shared comes from Reclaim the Throne of Your Heart. So if you're interested, you can find it on Amazon. It is also available on our official store, shop.xuemo.com. And on behalf of you. Okay, I'm not Amazon. Okay, you can try to find it in the Amazon jungle and find the book, Reclaim the Throne of Your Heart. Okay, so you haven't read any of Xuemo's works. It's okay, and you may have a look later. I like the stories. Rather than the spiritual essays, you like novels, right, Stuart? Inside Anaconda, yeah. Google it. So you like stories better than the spiritual essays, right? So next, I want to introduce another important book from Xuemo, Spiritual Yoga Series, The World is a Reflection of the Mind. The world is a reflection of the mind. Yes, I like how the stories project deep meaning. So have you ever come to our live stream and have heard any introduction of Xuemo's novels, and you're already interested? Do you have the novels by Xuemo that you're already interested in? I think colorful lasers in my dream. Is it normal? I think usually the dream is like black, white, gray, you know. But if you see colorful lasers, it is not normal. It is special. But I also experience sometimes, and someone they can, like after meditation training, they can control their dreams, like Mr. Xuemo. The world is a reflection of the mind by Xuemo. The world is a reflection of the mind by Xuemo. They look cute. Thank you for sharing. Colorful dream. So this book goes even deeper into one essential question. What you see in the world, is it really out there? Or is it actually coming from within you? And once you begin to see this clearly, your understanding of reality and even your experience of life will start to change. So let's take a look. In a world filled with constant noise and endless motion, where we keep scrolling, chasing, and thinking without pause, many people begin to feel in an invisible weight growing heavier within their big hearts. We try to adjust everything outside of us to fix situations, relationships, and outcomes, yet rarely do we pause and turn inward to understand the source of it all. So the world is a reflection of the mind is not merely something to read, but something that reflects you back to yourself. And it gently reveals a simple yet profound truth. The world you experience is deeply shaped by the state of your own mind. When the mind is unsettled, everything appears fragmented and unstable. When the heart becomes still, even disorder begins to feel harmonious. Through calm language and enduring wisdom, Xuemo leads the reader back to a quieter place within, a place that has always been there but often overlooked. And he reminds us that peace is not something we need to find outside, but something that naturally arises when we begin to understand our own mind. For many readers who feel lost, anxious, or disconnected in modern life, this book can feel like a quiet light appearing in the distance. It does not overwhelm you, but quietly accompanies you, offering a sense of reassurance that you are not alone in what you are experiencing. And slowly it helps you realize that when your inner state shifts, the world you perceive also begins to shift with it. And at the heart of this book is a simple insight. Our perception is not neutral. It is a reflection of who we are in that moment. A joyful mind sees joy, a burdened mind sees struggle, and an unsettled mind sees conflict everywhere. If the mind becomes clear and steady, the world naturally appears more open and coherent. But if the mind is clouded, reality itself seems distorted and difficult to navigate. Many people spend their entire lives trying to reshape the external world, yet very few consider transforming the inner one. Yet once the inner world begins to shift, the outer world no longer feels the same. A simple example can illustrate it. Two people look at the same situation, yet interpret it in completely different ways. One may see lack and feel disappointed, while the other sees possibility and feels grateful. Nothing outside has changed, yet their worlds are entirely different. This shows that happiness does not depend on what we possess, but on how we perceive what is already present. So happiness does not depend on what we possess, on how we perceive what is already present. Another important perspective the book offers is that difficulties are not necessarily obstacles, but can become opportunities for growth. What we often resist may actually be what helps us evolve. So, difficulties are not necessarily obstacles, right? They can become opportunities for growth. And what we often resist may actually be what helps us evolve. Yes, Stuart. Me too. I do believe we are meant to be happy all the time, right? But if the happiness, if it depends on the outside world, it will change. Hello to the new friends here. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much. Hi, good day. Hi. So when we change how we interpret challenges, those challenges begin to support us instead of holding us back. And there is also a deeper truth the book points to. The only moment we truly have is the present. So, summary. There is a message. Just now that he said the reader says he likes the concept of no time, and the only time we have is the present. So the truth this book points to is also the only moment we truly have is the present. The past has already passed, and the future has not yet arrived. To live fully means to be present in each moment, whether in simple daily actions or more complex experiences. This presence is what gives life clarity and meaning. Reading this book feels like stepping into a quiet inner space where you can finally pause and observe without pressure. So again, the important concept in this book, the only moment we have is the present. It becomes a process of rediscovery, allowing you to reconnect with parts of yourself that may have been forgotten. As you gradually release attachment and fixed ideas, your perception softens, and you begin to notice a different kind of beauty in life. You realize that this beauty was always present, but you simply did not see it before. So if you are searching for peace, direction, or a deeper sense of meaning, this book offers a path that leads inward. It helps you discover a quiet, steady, and luminous space within yourself. And more than teaching ideas, the book works on a deeper level, gently transforming how you experience life. It awakens something subtle yet powerful within you. So if you have ever felt uncertain, restless, or disconnected, this may be a book worth spending time with. Because when mind becomes clear, the path ahead naturally unfolds. And eventually, you may come to realize that the world was never opposing you. It has always been reflecting you. And the way you think shapes the way you live. And when you begin to see the world and others as reflections, you begin to understand and grow yourself more deeply. So this book also provides practical methods that can be applied in everyday life, especially for those who feel overwhelmed by anxiety or pressure. So it has already helped many people move through difficult phases and regain a sense of inner balance. To see the world clearly is to gain a higher level of understanding in life. And to see your own mind clearly is to become the one who truly leads your own life. So, the world is a reflection of the mind by Xuemo. This book is available on Amazon, and also if it's not available on, I think it is out of stock on Amazon, so you can buy it on now from shop.xuemo.com. Shop.xuemo.com. Okay. Hi Stuart, I like the books you presented. I like Jordan Peterson. I've read his books. Jordan Peterson, I don't know much about him, sorry, but thank you for your likes of Xuemo's books. Hope you can try one. Yes, start to read Mr. Xuemo. You know, many readers say that Xuemo's work can illuminate people's inner light. And that is true because it is also my experience. His book answered all my existential questions and also illuminate my inner light. And that illuminate is a kind of a more meaningful life, more valuable life. 2 cups per day. So what we just explored from the world is a reflection of the mind, is really about understanding the relationship between your inner world and the world you experience, and how what you see is deeply shaped by your own mind. Stuart, I hope you can start with this book. This translation is really good. The translation is really good. So I highly recommend this one for you, the little yellow book, Reclaim the Throne of Your Heart by Xuemo. And when you begin to see this clearly, something starts to shift, not just in theory, but in how you actually feel and how you move through life. Thank you. My pleasure. And after reading, we can talk with each other, and you can leave your feedbacks and comments. Right. So when you begin to see this clearly, something starts to shift, not just in theory, but in how you actually feel and how you move through life. But there is another dimension that goes even deeper than this. Because even if you begin to understand the mind, there is still something every person has to face. And that is how we face love, how we face loss, and how we face the end of life itself. And this is exactly where the next book begins. So next, I want to introduce a very different word by Xuemo, eternal love. Eternal love. The same as the background. Eternal love. Yeah, eternal love. It's a very beautiful book. Oh, really? Look. did you learn this concept? Because in traditional Chinese culture, based on traditional Chinese culture, the death brings a huge pain. Hello, hi. If you are new here, please subscribe our channel. So next I'm going to introduce eternal love. And this is not a theoretical book. And it's not trying to explain concepts. It is a story. But through that story, it brings you to face with the deepest question of life. Hello, welcome our new friend here. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much. So eternal love is a journey of healing and redemption. A story that gently walks you through pain, transformation, and inner awakening. It is translated by Howard Goldblatt and Sylvie Trunling, two of the most respected translators of Nobel Prize-winning literary works, which already gives the book a strong literary presence in the Western world. At its core, the story revolves around the tension between light and darkness, life and death, despair and love, revealing something deeply human and universe. Eternal love is written in the form of letters and diary entries, creating an intimate and personal space between the reader and the story. It unfolds through a series of exchanges between a woman facing the end of her life and Xuemo himself, forming a dialogue that is both fragile and powerful. The woman, known as Yato, is a young professional diagnosed with terminal cancer, and in the final stage of her life, she begins to write not for sympathy, but for understanding and peace. Through their exchange, the story naturally opens into some of the deepest questions of human existence. Questions about meaning, about how to face death, and about whether love can go beyond the limits of the physical world. And instead of giving abstract answers, the book allows these questions to unfold through lived experience and emotional truth. For those who have gone through illness, loss, or emotional suffering, this book often resonates on a very deep level. Xuemo does not position himself as someone who solves pain, but as someone who sits with it and transforms it into something meaningful. Instead of asking the reader to resist the suffering, he shows how one can find a sense of freedom even within it. And many readers describe this book not simply as a novel, but as a companion during difficult times. It teaches a way of loving without attachment, and a way of seeing beauty even in the presence of pain. It reminds us that even when the body fades, love does not disappear, but continues in another form. At a deeper level, eternal love is about transforming through compassion, and about love and how love can move through suffering and reveal something greater. It shows how the human spirit can awaken even at the edge of life, and how an ending can quietly become a beginning. Throughout the book, there are many reflects that feel simple but carry deep insight into life. They point to the idea that joy does not come from external conditions, but from a heart that is able to perceive beauty. They remind us that much of our suffering comes from events themselves, but from the expectations and narratives we create in our minds. So in this sense, every experience, whether joyful or painful, becomes part of a larger journey toward inner peace. And if someone is searching for healing, for calmness, or for the courage to love again, this book offers a very gentle entry point. It also suggests that deepest healing does not come from external solutions, but from connection, empathy, and inner awakening. And that is why many readers feel that this book is almost like a dialogue between one soul and another. So if you or someone close to you is going through illness, loss, or emotional difficulty, this is a book that can quietly bring light, calm, and a certain kind of strength. And Eternal Love reminds us of something very simple, yet very powerful. Love never truly disappears. It only changes form. So eternal love, a testament to faith, hope, and redemption. This book is available on Amazon, or you can find it on our online store, shop.xuemo.com. Shop.xuemo.com. So if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe our channel, and thank you for your time being here. So when we talk about eternal love, we are really talking about a kind of love that goes beyond life and death, right? Hi, Luke, are you make the live session translate on YouTube? What do you mean? Oh, do you mean I'm the translator, right? Yes. Yes, when Mr. Xuemo is doing the live session, I am the translator beside him. Do you have any other questions? Oh, okay. Okay, so you have watched this several Xuemo's live session, right? Hello, our old friend here. Hi, Mason. Good afternoon. Sorry, I always forget where are you from. What is today's topic? Okay, today I'm introducing 4 books. These 4 books. Okay, these 2 are about the mind. Master the mind and master your destiny. Reclaim the throne of your heart by Xuemo, and the world is a reflection of the mind by Xuemo. both are about the mind. So it's quite important to master your mind through some training. And the other two books are about love, two different kinds of love. Eternal love and the love letters from the goddess. Love letters from the goddess. Okay, about love. Like spirit, love. Wow, Mason have read two of the books. Glad to hear that. Thank you. Yes, thank you for your advice. It's really nice to translate Xuemo's live session and upload them on YouTube. Yeah, but you know, Xuemo's live sessions, there's no topic, no thing, but he's just talking randomly, and it is very hot. You know, we can just pick some of them and translate them and then upload them on YouTube. So just now we are any other advices that is can help our channel. You can leave your message. Thank you so much. So eternal love, we have just finished sharing eternal love, and that love we talked about in eternal love is goes beyond life and death. Yeah, of course, I'm missing. And a love that is not based on possession, not limited by time, and not broken by laws. But if we go one step further, there is another passion that naturally appears. What is the origin of love? Where does it really come from? And how can we experience it? Not only in extreme moments, but in everyday life. And this is where the next book opens a different door. So next, yes, Mason and Loic and the other friends here, you can leave your message about what do you think of love. And we are talking about the topic love. So another work speaks about love, but from a very different dimension. Love letters from the goddess. This looks better. Yeah. Okay. Love letters from the goddess. So this book is not about love as emotion, but about love as a deeper presence. Yeah, I'm also interested in this topic. So love letters from the goddess, the forbidden letters of a Nepali goddess and the Tibetan pilgrim's quest for freedom is a work that brings together the love, faith, and the search for ultimate freedom, unfolding a story that moves between the human and the sacred. It begins with a powerful question: when deep devotion meets irresistible love, when spiritual discipline encounters human emotion, does it lead to transcendence or to downfall? How interesting. And this book is actually from my favorite book, The Deathless Diamond Heart. But it was translated as The Holy Monk and the Spiritual Woman. But a new translation edition will come out soon in the near future. And that is my favorite book, and I'm so excited. The new English edition will come out soon. I will highly recommend that book. Maybe recommend again and again. Repeatedly here. So when deep devotion meets irresistible love, when spiritual discipline encounters human emotion, does it lead to transcendence or to downfall? And the book unfolds through 36 carefully selected ladders, each one carrying emotional depth and spiritual reflection, forming a dialogue that feels both intimate and expansive. These ladders are said to have remained hidden for centuries, and now emerge to reveal a timeless relationship between two extraordinary figures. One is Sarwati, a former living goddess of Nepal who has stepped away from her sacred role. The other is Kompanaja, a Tibetan pilgrim devoted to the pursuit of ultimate truth and inner liberation. Oh, you like those? Yes, spiritual discipline and irresistible love. Yes, love letters from the goddess. You will like it, and I'm sure the other book which the letters come from, you will be more interested. I love that book. Hey, Ludwig, next, maybe tomorrow or tomorrow, the same live session, I will talk about the book, my favorite book, and yes, and maybe I will share some paragraph from that book. Yeah, amazing. Thank you. So that meeting becomes more than an encounter between two individuals. It becomes a convergence of devotion, longing, and awakening. Through that ladders, a relationship unfolds that is both deeply human and profoundly spiritual. Each exchange carries not only affection, but also inquiry, reflection, and transformation. And Kompanaja, who lived more than 1,000 years ago, this is a real story. You believe it or not, it is a real story. And Xuemo has the ability to talk to the spirits. There is a saying in China. I forgot, but Xuemo has the ability. So Kompanaja, who lived more than 1,000 years ago, traveled across India and Nepal in search of truth, learning from many masters and carrying forward a vast spiritual lineage. His path represents discipline, renunciation, and a longing for something beyond ordinary existence. And yet, within that path, he encounters a form of love that cannot be easily dismissed. Thank you for your kind words. China has the world's best civilization. Wow, thank you. And our aspiration to spread, to share, to promote Xuemo's work. Our aspiration is to eliminate the human civilization. Am I right? To eliminate. Your mic sounds really good. What time? Oh, the voice disappeared. The voice is really nice, right? Thank you. And if you're new here, please subscribe to our channel. Yes, 100%. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Eliminate. Our aspiration is to eliminate the human civilization. And so what makes this story unique is not simply that it is about love, but that it explores a tension between two directions of life. On one side, there is devotion to the spiritual path. On the other side, there is the pull of human connection and emotion. And this tension does not resolve easily, but instead creates a kind of quiet and enduring beauty. The letters preserved across centuries offers readers a rare glimpse into a form of love that does not fit into conventional definition. It is a love that moves between longing and restraint, closeness and distance, presence and transcendence. Setting in the cultural and spiritual landscape, Nepal and Tibet, the story carries the atmosphere of Himalayan traditions and ancient wisdom. It speaks not only to those drawn to romance, but also to those searching for meaning, truth, and inner freedom. At a deep level, this book is not only about two individuals, but about the human condition itself. It explores what it means to love, to seek, and to move beyond the limits of ordinary experience. Love letters from the goddess can be read as a love story, but it can also be experienced as a meditation on existence. It invites the reader not just to follow the story, but to reflect on their own inner journey. And in the end, it leaves us with a quiet but powerful question. What does it truly mean to love? And what does it mean to be free? And perhaps somewhere between those two, we begin to understand what it means to be human. So today's sharing has been more than just an introduction to several books. It has been a journey through different layers of understanding of the life. And the mind, love, and what it means to truly live. Because from reclaim the throne of your heart and to the world is a reflection of the mind, and then to eternal love and love letters from goddess. What we have been doing is slowly opening a path, a way of seeing and a way of returning to something within ourselves that has always existed but is often forgotten. And these books are not separate from one another. They are like different doors leading into the same space, each one approaching from a different angle, yet all pointing toward the same center, which is the human heart and the human experience itself. So in the first book, Reclaim the Throne of Your Heart, we are reminded that everything begins with the mind, that our suffering, confusion, and even the direction of our life are deeply connected to how we think, how we perceive, and how we hold on to things. And once we begin to see this, we also begin to understand that change does not have to start from the outside. It can be begin from within. If you have any opinion, you can leave your message here about the mind, about how to master your mind. And then in the world is a reflection of the mind, the perspective deepens because we begin to see that the world we experience is not separate from us, but it is continuously shaped by our inner state. And once this becomes clear, we start to question our assumptions and realize that the world may not be against us, but reflecting us. And yet, even with this understanding, life brings us to a deeper experiences, such as love, loss, and the reality of death. And this is where eternal love enters, not as a theory, but as a lived experience that allows us to feel something beyond explanation, showing us that love does not disappear when the body fades, and that even suffering can become a doorway to another kind of freedom. Yeah, Loic, philosophy really boosts your daily life by clearing mind. Yeah, it's really quite important to train your mind. Daily training of your mind is necessary. So you're going to the right path, to the calmness and even the ultimate freedom. Hi, Emma. Yeah, it's the internet problem. Yeah. But better books and less page. Yes, this one very little page because this love letters from goddess is actually picked from another book, another very large work, The Holy Monk and the Spiritual Woman, and pick this book. The letters are picked from this book. Yes, and this one, The Holy Monk and the Spiritual Woman, the original name, the title is actually The Deathless Diamond Heart. Very powerful, and is also my favorite work. So love letters is with the last page, and it is picked from this large work. And in the near future, the new English edition, translated edition, will come out very soon. Okay, then love letters from goddess take the theme of love even further, exploring not only human emotions, but a deeper dimension that includes devotion, longing, and transcendence. And what makes it powerful is the tension it holds between connection and letting go, between human love and spiritual pursuit. Many people using the same internet. Yes, exactly. Is that why I'm sad? I feel blessing every moment. Thank you. Hi, Parinfo. Thank you for your nice words. Wow, thank you for your nice words. Thank you. Okay. You too. Have a nice day. Thank you. Thank you both for my old friends here and the new friends here. So when we look back at everything today, we can see that these works are not trying to tell us what to believe, but to help us see more clearly, feel more deeply, and live more honestly. And perhaps the most important thing is not whether we fully understand everything, but whether something within us has shifted, even slightly. So if there's one thing to take away, it might be this: what we are searching for, clarity, peace, love, or freedom, may not be somewhere far away, but already within us, waiting to be recognized. And perhaps these books are not giving us something new, but helping us remember what we have always known. So thank you for being here today, and thank you for taking this time with me. I will read the preface of the book, the short introduction of the book for the 4 books I shared today as the end. So first, the world is a reflection of the mind. The world is a reflection of the mind, is an insight of wisdom. In traditional cultivation, only those whose cultivation and realization reach the highest level are able to have this kind of wisdom and level of perception. Only those who truly understand this principle will easily merge with the yoga apart from philosophy and truly manifest what we often call illuminating mind and seeing its true nature. And then next, Reclaim the Throne of Your Heart by Xuemo. Master your mind, master your destiny. Reclaim the Throne of Your Heart is a wisdom guide that focuses on the mind and the nature of the mind, teaching modern individuals how to transform from slaves of the external world into masters of their own minds. Xuemo regards cultivating spiritual autonomy as the most important practice in life, and distills the traditional Mahamudra yoga into a form of mindful yoga that is easily understood by contemporary readers. So reclaim the throne of your heart by Xuemo. And Eternal Love is a deeply moving novel about end-of-life companionship through 34 letters exchanged. It recreates the heartfelt dialogues between a tongue cancer patient, Yato, and her mentor, Guru Xue, in the form of letters and a diaries. She confides in him, revealing her struggles and moments of awakening as she faces the greatest challenge of her life. Under Guru Xue's compassionate care and spiritual guidance, she courageously confronts her illness, refuses to surrender to fear and despair, and ultimately finds self-redemption. So Eternal Love by Xuemo. Finally, we introduce the book Love Letters from the Goddess. A pilgrim monk from China, a dethroned goddess from Nepal. They met each other in the ancient lane of Kathmandu 1,000 years ago. Their whispers kept silent until 46 letters of love were unveiled to the world. Carried by a dove traversing huge landscapes, a legendary tale of love unfolds, orchestrating the most poetic beauty ever witnessed between mortals. So when love intertwined with faith, does she ascended to the heavens or descended into the abyss? When faith collided with love, was he captivated by earthly allure, or did he transcend to the immortal? So, if there is one thing to take away today from the live session, it might be like this. What we are searching for, clarity, peace and love and freedom, may not be somewhere far away, but already within us, waiting to be recognized And perhaps these books are not giving us something new, but helping us remember what we have always known. And all these books are written by Xuemo. Xuemo has written over 80 titles with over 200 editions and have been translated into more than 28 languages. Yes, and Xuemo has won many international awards, and we have been attending the Frankfurt Book Fair, London Book Fair, and Guadalajara International Book Fair, and Mexico Book Fair, and some book fairs in the United States. Yes. So, and Mr. Xuemo is a contemporary Chinese writer, and he is from Western China, and the Nobel Prize winning literary translators. Howard Goldblatt, and Sylvie Chunling they devoted their rest life in translating Xuemo's works, and they have translated over 10 works by Mr. Xuemo. So if you want to explore more of Xuemo's works, you can go to Amazon and search for Xuemo, 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 and you will it, because Xuemo's works can illuminate our inner light, and maybe you can find your inner strength and maybe recover your courage from Xuemo's works. So he's not just a storyteller, but the one who can guide. We will have the right view of life, and maybe you can find the answer of the existential questions. And the most importantly, as we always say, Xuemo's works can illuminate your inner light. So let Xuemo's work nourish your life, nourish your heart. So thank you for being here today and for taking this time with me. Wherever you are right now, I hope you can carry a little more clarity, a little more calm, and maybe a slightly different way of seeing things. So if something from today stayed with you, even just a small part, and then this time has already meant something. Thank you for your message. So you have seen little change in you after attending this session. Wow, thank you for your kind words. I hope more readers, more viewers will be interested in Xuemo's work and start reading Xuemo's work. Okay, thank you. That is what we want to see, that more readers, more Xuemo's readers. So if you'd like to spend more time with Xuemo's works, you can find them on Amazon or visit our official store, shop.xuemo.com, and take care of your heart and stay with yourself. I'll see you next time. Yeah, thank you. Okay, nourish your life with Xuemo's works. Nourish yourself with Xuemo's works. Thank you for your life. Thank you for your support. Okay. Let Xuemo's work nourish your life. Thank you. Bye.